Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. I'm filming this on May 7th. All information is up to date as of May 7th, and we have a very serious situation that developed overnight as Latvia, a NATO country, was hit with a drone attack. Now, the thing with this situation is we actually don't know specifically who launched these drones, but we do know they came from Russian airspace. That is right. We know the drones came from Russian airspace, but did Russia actually launch them? We are going to break all that down. At the same time, towards the end of the video, we are going to get into a devastating loss to the Russian Navy. This is a big, big deal. You are not going to want to miss 1 second of this. And we have news about Russian bombers as well. Before we get into it, please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Huge boost to the channel. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think launched the drones? How will NATO respond? Fire away in the comments. Hit the notification bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. And then Instagram, David Hookstead, XD Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Reach out with whatever you got. Now, let's get into it. So this comes from the Kyiv Independent. It says Latvia says drones entered airspace from Russia. One may have crashed near oil facility. So we might have had a strike, a drone going down at an oil facility. Unclear if it crashed or was a targeted attack explosion. Keep in mind, Russia has sent drones into a bunch of different NATO countries' airspace. France, Poland, Romania, Lithuania, Estonia, they do this constantly. But where are these Russian drones? Let's talk about that. So, if we scroll down here, it says several drones entered Latvian airspace from Russia early on May 7th, with one of them crashing near an oil storage facility in the eastern city of Resnetki, near the Russian border. Latvia's National Armed Forces reported one drone may have crashed at the oil facility, while authorities are still searching for the second. The deputy police chief said, according to the Latvian news outlet, Delphi officials have not yet confirmed what type of drones entered Latvian airspace or who launched them. That's important. Make a note of that. Latvian officials said on May 7th that the drones were not shot down because authorities could not guarantee the safety of civilians and infrastructure, and that more details would become clear after the investigation is complete. This is a statement from Eglis. I can't pronounce that guy's last name, saying the aircraft were identified on radar, but they could not be shot down because there was no certainty that civilians or infrastructure would not be harmed. So we now know 2 military attack drones entered Latvian airspace, one going down near an oil facility. And then this right here is footage of the response to one of the drones going down. You can see military vehicles, armored vehicles right there. I'll pause it. You got ambulances. You have a massive armored personnel carrier that looks like some variation of that. Right there, you got fire trucks. So this is one of the sites where the drones went down. And then right here, this is an official statement from the government of Latvia this morning on May 7th, saying the threat in Latvia's airspace has concluded. The National Armed Forces informed that the possible threat in Latvia's airspace has ended. The National Armed Forces, together with NATO allies, continuously monitor the airspace to ensure the ability to respond immediate to potential threats. The National Armed Forces have strengthened air defense capabilities on the eastern border by deploying additional units. As long as Russia's aggression Ukraine continues, recurrence of such incidents where a foreign unmanned aerial vehicle enters or approaches Latvia's airspace is possible. So, did the Russians launch this attack? Did the Russians launch a drone strike against NATO territory, an oil facility in Latvia, or was there something else that could possibly explain what happened here? Early indications, early assessments, actually based on what I've researched, that it was likely not a Russian attack. It was likely Ukrainian drones that were flown into Russia, and then they lost control of that, then crashed in Latvia. That seems the more likely outcome, and we're going to talk here shortly about the Russian situation. That seems to be the more likely outcome than Russia launched this. But again, we are in the early stages of the investigation. If Russia straight up launched a drone strike against NATO oil facilities, that is how wars start. That is how Article 5 gets instituted. This appears so far, I want to be stressed, we don't know for sure. an accident where the Ukrainians lost control of their drones and they crashed in Latvia. However, we have major news about the Russian Navy taking hard hits. Let's get into that right now. So what you see here on your screen now, it says, on the night of May 7th, Ukrainian Defense Forces struck the NA, the Russian naval base in Kaspis, Dagestan, hitting a Project 2020-800 Karakurt missile ship capable of launching the Caliber cruise missile. So this is a new warship that the Russians have built over the past several years, a past few years or so, maybe right around 8-10 years, and it is a heavily armored cruise missile warship designed to launch Russia's most sophisticated and advanced cruise missiles. This image here is an image from the drone feed after it was blown up. That is right. It was blown up, taken down, and hit by the Ukrainian drone strikes. Russia does not have many of these ships, and the fact they are losing them now is huge because this makes up the backbone of their cruise missile deterrent, their naval cruise miss capabilities. So right here, this is the Kirk-class corvette. This is what it looks like right there. It is heavily armed, and it says right here, the Kirk is a class of Russian Navy corvettes, first commissioned in 2018, so again about 8 years. The class is intended as a more seaworthy blue water complement to the Bay&M class corvettes designed for the lateral zone, and which, as of 2015, serve in Russia's Caspian Flotilla, Baltic Fleet, and Black Fleet. The ships are designed to be armed with Caliber or Onyx anti-H-ship cruise missiles and have an endurance of 15 days. But I'm going to highlight this. Only 7 of these ships are active. Only 7 of them are active, and some have now been blown up in what is a huge loss to the Russian Navy. No question about it at all. Now we have some strike footage. You're not going to want to miss this. This is a video of a Ukrainian MiG-29 intercepting a Russian Shahi drone. Let's watch. You see the drone right there, and then there's the fighter jet. Missile away, and boom. Yes, that is epic. Watch this missile come in right there. Missile away. And a good clean hit on the target. Now this is very interesting. Multiple Russian radar systems have been obliterated and destroyed for the Black Sea surveillance system. Let's watch. So, here they are. They're coming in. You can see splashes in the water. These are the drones. I hate how they put this little thing on the video. Here they come. Boom. Radar system destroyed. More radar obliterated. Hit after hit. So, Ukraine causing devastating damage to the Black Sea Fleet radar systems. And then right here, this is crazy video of them attacking Moscow. You're going to hear the anti-aircraft fire and explosions. Let's listen. Actually, hold on. Gotta make sure you can hear it. Give me 1 second. All right. Should be good now. You can hear the machine gun fire. Let's listen again. So, these are attacks on Moscow, right ahead of the massive parade scheduled for May 9th. They are already hitting Moscow hard. Do not be surprised if they hit it directly. And then right here, this is footage of Ukraine getting attacked in response. So, you can see chaos there, people running for their lives, and at the same time, Russia has released a statement from the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Maria Zakharova, announcing that all diplomats in Kiev should run for their lives and flee because they plan on hitting Kiev hard. So again, this is what's going to happen here. I'm just going to tell you prediction, mark this down. If Ukraine hits the massive parade Moscow, Moscow will respond with a brutal and horrific strike directly on Kiev, striking command and control and government facilities. So the Russians are telling all diplomats, all foreigners, get out of Kiev because if they bomb our parade, we are going to flatten Kiev. Speaking of flattening, this is very interesting. Russian Tu-95 strategic bombers were spotted flying over the Arctic Circle carrying the Kh-101 cruise missile. The Russian Tu-95 Bear bombers conducted a rare flight with the Kh-101 cruise missiles over the Barents and Norwegian seas, accompanied by an Illusion 78 tanker and at least one Su-30 fighter jet. Why are they doing this? Well, the reason is very simple. If they want to bomb the United States, this is a war drill scenario. They're going to likely have to come over the Arctic. That's why Greenland, from a defense perspective, is so critically important. They would have to come over the Arctic, and they're training for that right now. Now, does that mean they're going to do it? No, it doesn't mean they're going to do it, but they are training for it. So, as of me filming this on May 7th, We now know that NATO targets were hit by drones in Latvia. We do not know who fired the drones and exactly what happened. Again, early assessment actually looks like it could have been an accident. We don't know for sure. It's fluid. Things could change. At the same time, Russia's Navy has taken a horrifying loss by their accounts. I'm not sad about it. With their cruise missile ships getting blown up, they only had 7 of them. Unclear how many they have now. So, I will continue to monitor the situation. As always, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.